Polestar gets into proper luxury SUV territory while trying to stay sporty. There's an interesting circularity to the way premium car makers are now revisiting and reinventing their electric luxury SUVs. It's 6 or 7 years, or about a full model cycle, since the Jaguar I-Pace, Audi e-tron, and Mercedes EQC first gave buyers premium branded electric options for their next family-sized SUV. The fresh meat those same buyers are being offered today: the Porsche Macan Electric, the Audi Q6 E-tron, the refreshed BMW X, and the subject of this test, represent the way e-technology has matured over that period, as much by their variety as by their generational leaps on performance, efficiency, range, and charging speed. The all-new Polestar 3 illustrates how very adeptly. Based on a model platform shared with the much larger and taller Volvo EX90, it shows that common underpinnings can spawn very different products. This 5-seater luxury SUV also occupies a notional Rubicon for Polestar because it's the largest passenger car its maker will offer for the foreseeable future. If the firm can successfully demonstrate the sort of progressive driver appeal here that it claims as a defining characteristic of its brand, then we can probably believe it when it says its cars will never be dull to drive. Design and styling. The body profile of the Polestar 3 is unusual among luxury SUVs. The car measures within an inch or two of a Range Rover Sport for outright length for 1,900 mm and wheelbase to 1,985 mm, but its roofline runs lower than that of an Audi Q3, 1,614 mm. That lowness wasn't sought simply to make it stand out from the crowd. It's because cutting out what the car's designers considered those wasted few inches of excess headroom also cuts down on frontal area, making the 3 more aerodynamically efficient. Adopting the brand new, Evolve SPA to model platform, this car has a steel monocoque chassis attached to which are aluminium-rich axles of double wishbones at the front and multiple links at the rear. It's suspended by dual-chamber active air springs and adaptive dampers. Volvo's platform technology doesn't give it 4-wheel steering or active anti-roll bars, as some rivals have, and it certainly makes for a heavy car. But it's not without interesting, dynamics reinforcing technology. A single-drive battery is offered at present, a nickel-manganese cobalt, sandwich-style installation with 107 kWh of usable capacity, made up of 200 for prismatic cells and supplied by Chinese battery specialist CATL. Buyers can choose between single and dual motor models, however, both using liquid-cooled, permanent magnet synchronous motors. The former model's motor is carried over the rear axle and develops to 9.5 bhp, while the latter model has a 242 bhp motor per axle. The rearmost motor is fitted with a clutch-based, mechanical torque vectoring active E-differential from BorgWarner, which serves 2 purposes. When the car is tuned for efficient running, the E-diff can disconnect the rear motor entirely, minimizing friction and maximizing range. When the car is configured for handling dynamism instead, it can vector up to 100% of rear axle torque to either rear wheel. Our long-range dual motors total output of 483 bhp and 620 pounds-feet can be boosted with Polestar's Performance Pack to 510 bhp and 671 pounds-feet, which also bundles 22 inches forged alloy wheels and dedicated performance tuning for the suspension. Our car had an alternative design of 22 inches forged alloys in place of its standard 20s, but did without the performance pack. Interior. Expansively spacious, expensively hewn and characteristically minimalist in its layout and themes, the swish cabin of the Polestar 3 has an understated, but undeniably pervasive appeal. This is a determinedly 21st century car that embraces digital tech as fulsomely as any other. It comes not with a key but, like a Tesla, a credit card-style access card without any buttons for unlocking or opening the boot remotely, which can be annoying when passengers reach the vehicle first. To unlock it, hold that key card against the door handle or just leave it in your pocket and press the handle's keyless dimple, which then motors outwards towards your fingers. Getting in is easy and will require no step up for most occupants. And, just as the designers intended, the sense of space inside isn't diminished by any meaningful lack of headroom. Sparsely featured consoles extend before you and to either side, but high material quality makes those fairly bare expanses appealing to the senses all the same. Usefully sized glove box and armrest storage areas make up for door bins that are slimmer and less accessible than some, with more space for bags and wallets available underneath the floating center console. The car's primary and secondary controls are well located. There is both a small digital instrument screen and a large head-up display to relay key driving information right where you would want it. And the 3 front seats are comfortable and widely adjustable, so it's easy to feel at home at the wheel. Adjusting the steering column, however, involves diving into the central, portrait-oriented touchscreen multimedia system and wading through a couple of menus until the slightly mysterious unmarked buttons on the steering wheel spokes are empowered as controls for the motorized column. Thus you are given a first taste of a secondary control concept that is conspicuously short on fixed physical switchgear and which relies heavily on the central screen, even for things like fog lamp activation, mirror adjustment, intermittent wiper speed and glove box opening. See multimedia.